Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru coming at you with a new media update. We've got Supergirl coming out this week on Friday. Really excited about that. I've gotten into the comic and I've gotten to the second chapter. But first off, we've got entertainment news to cover. So I've got my list pulled out. So let's start with season 3 opening for House of the Dragon. Very strong. The first 3 episodes are now available on HBO Max. Have riveting reviews coming out on Rotten Tomatoes. They even lowered the price of HBO Max, which is pretty cool to get people subscribed to check out the new season. See, Jason Momoa says his girlfriend, Adria Arjona, would be perfect to play Wonder Woman on the red carpet of Supergirl in Brazil. This is from like last week, guys, catching up on a bit of news. We've got the runtime for Supergirl, about 90 minutes, so just under an hour. Shrek 5 trailer dropped with a little bit of a disappointment to some fans. They didn't really care for the art style. So, I haven't checked it out yet. I've only seen clips of it on TikTok, on Threads. So now that we got this whole first page of stories done, let me cross this out real fast. Okay. Just to keep track real fast of my notes. Teaser's out with a year to go until Shrek 5 released. So yeah, they released the teaser kind of early. And announcing also we're getting a Shrek 6. So there's a 6th film in development. And of course, Michael Myers has come out recently with a Verizon commercial about Dr. Evil. They have confirmed there is a new Austin Powers film in development. So really cool stuff there, guys. Everyone excited about that franchise. Has been a few years since the last Austin Powers. The new Hexed movie dropped a trailer. Looks really good. I'm excited for this movie. The animation style looks amazing, about witches, mothers and daughters. Then we've got Sydney Sweeney rumored to be going to Marvel to play an X-Men role. Now, some people believe she might be Emma Frost, which that would be really cool for her, or Mystique even. I'd like her as Mystique or some other role. What do you guys think? We got Steven Spielberg interviewed. He was asked questions about Disclosure Day. He says he took a lot from the Zimbabwe aerial school case. So that's really cool that he actually mentioned that in an interview. Not a lot of people know that, even though it's very documented. So that's really cool. Let's go on from there. So we've got Off Campus hits on Prime Video. Really good show about hockey and relationships. Hearing great things about Off Campus, guys. If you haven't started watching, check it out now. Then we've got Apple TV Plus has renewed both Widow's Bay and Friends and Neighbors for a new season. So that's really cool. Widow's Bay is getting riveting reviews right now. Horror comedy series. And then Your Friends and Neighbor is more of a comedy that took a darker tone in this new season. So that's cool. David hits on Netflix. So that's pretty cool for religious lovers of the David story. New to digital right now, we got Mortal Kombat 2 is available to purchase and rent. Project Hail Mary is available now. In the Gray, the new Henry Cavill film with Jake Gyllenhaal. I believe Guy Ritchie directed it. Then we've got Holcomb, the new Adam Scott horror film is out, available on purchase and digital rent. And then The Drama is available as well. Then Netflix wants to make a story. So Netflix is trying to buy Lionsgate. They said in a story earlier this week that rumor was untrue, but now we've heard from some financial people that help them move money around that they were actually getting ready to put a very big financial amount of cash, lucrative cash, into acquiring Lionsgate. Lionsgate is still currently up for purchase, the company. Thinking about what they have to offer right now, I mean, they have a Hunger Games franchise, which is really good. I know there's a Hunger Games coming out in September, which I'm looking forward to. Out of all of them, that's the one the most I'm hyped for. And of course, the John Wick franchise is Lionsgate as well. And I believe Saw or one of those others is Lionsgate. I'd have to do my research. But they do have quite enough to be worth purchasing, I guess. I'm wondering if any of the creatives or execs from Lionsgate would stay if the purchase went through. And yeah, is Netflix the best suitor for buying it in this uncertain time? Let's see what's going on. Okay, so this story's all done. Let me mark this page off. Okay. Moving on, we've got Divahan Stage. We've got Divike Chase to star and direct. Okay, so yeah, now I know what's going on. Okay, so the actress that was in Lilo and Stitch, the little girl that played Lilo, and she was also the little girl in The Ring. Her name is Divike Chase. I hope I'm saying that right. She's passed away, sadly, at 35. She was very young, and she was influential in a lot of people growing up, people that watched The Ring, people that watched the original Lilo and Stitch animated film. So yeah, she has unfortunately passed away, R.I.P. They didn't say, I believe, what the cause of death was. May have been drugs, not sure. Spider-Man tickets go on sale after a new trailer hits online. It looks fantastic. ODNI, FBI, and the Department of War are creating a UAP governance board. So they're going to come together with their research and try to explain the UFO topic, aliens, UAPs. Sort of a Blue Book 2.0. A lot of people are saying bad faith actors are still disrupting. So that is still currently going on. All that. I'm losing my pops. My Funko Pops are dropping. Because they're just standing up right now. There. Donald Maisel is briefing with David Grush online, or beefing with him. Donald Maisel believes that David Grush is kind of a cult leader, which is, very insensitive to call him that. American Alchemy, Jordan Jozak talked about the GATE program in schools. I really like that David Grush went into the GATE program as well in his psionic channel on YouTube. They talk about how the GATE refers to an outside edge recruitment and identifying system used since the late 60s in school. On the surface, it appears as higher learning special classes, but it eventually turns into defense contractor research for psychic phenomena. So very interesting stuff there. I know a lot of people have recently come out and mentioned the GATE program, being a part of it, being exposed in elementary or young age, having to drink the pink goo to forget. That was very shocking. It's no longer in service, but the Baker Victory Services, founded in 1854. This facility was taking in patrons like nonverbals or behavioral problems. Nurses and psychologists, doctors were there treating them, so it had a real purpose. But there were also back rooms, nefarious investigations going on, I guess, experiments on children. They talk about how the organization only grew in the recent years. Jordan claims he was shown a white orb, so what you would consider a wizard's orb. A female Psychologist pulled a blanket off the table that it was sitting on. The blanket was a Faraday shielding blanket. And they said the center of the coffee table, there was a wizard's orb, glowing orb, white, clear white, a little bit smaller than a basketball. He defined it as a shell, clear, crystal orb. Inside, it was alive, he claimed. It was a diamond refracting itself, creating its own light source. And that he said that he became entranced by it and it was talking to him. So that was a major story that recently came out from Jordan Josak, which is pretty cool. So now that I'm done with those, move on. Okay, so the psychologist asked him what he thought of it, and Jordan looked into the orb. He felt like it was looking back. After 1 minute and 30 seconds, the doctor put the blanket back over the orb and said he did a great job. He said the orb chooses people and that he thinks the orb liked him. So that was a big part of that test. The orb was named Sylvia, Sylvia. So very interesting stuff there. They referred to the orb as a relic. They didn't discuss with the child who was interacting with it where it came from. They just referred to it as a relic. Very interesting stuff. Sylvia, they said, had a female voice or seemed like a feminine gender. So that was very interesting. It made him think that perhaps in the universe, it's not just male, it's also female, and whatever. He also described that he believes that it was the manifestation of human thought. So it could have been at one time humans thought this thing into reality, being a physical thing. Jake Barber also clarified what the GATE program was. It's an acronym for Gifted and Talented Education in Science. So GATE. I'll go over it one more time. Gifted and Talented Education in Science. And it allowed people to achieve new skills, change their energies. So it openly talks about people being able to, if they had ruts in their lives, they were able to get over those and learn new skills, learn new traits, which eventually led them to government work, which is kind of interesting. So let me go over these 2 pages real quick. Now that I've covered those. Okay. So yeah, some people are scheming at Netflix, trying to acquire new movie studios because Netflix made the, accusation that they aren't going into the cinema space, but they are trying to buy up movie studios. Very interesting. Jim Carrey is set to return for a How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2. And they've even got Ron Howard coming back. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to fit into their plans, but I'm really excited about this. How do you guys feel about How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2? That's really fun. Let's see. What else? James Wan is directing a RoboCop series. Now, they said he's just going to be directing like the pilot, maybe a couple episodes in the full series for Guillermo del Toro, which is kind of interesting. RoboCop, though, is a really cool IP that I'm in love with. I can't wait to see it. Ray Gun, they're talking about. It's a mature noir film. It had a ability to be put in theaters, but they cut it because I guess the studio didn't trust them. So that's interesting. Charles Melton is attached to the Daniels' next project. Ridley Scott is going to choose the next director for the Alien Romulus 2. Apparently he is a diva here in this franchise, and now that he's realized people are, in fact, reinvigorated in Alien after the Alien Romulus success and, of course, Alien Earth on Hulu. Ridley Scott wants to choose the director. So that is going on. Okay. So new Evil Dead Burn in the talks. It's coming out, I believe, this month or next month. Evil Dead Burn looks good with Melissa Barrera from the Scream franchise. Shaka King is the next film in the works from Tiana Taylor. Shaka King is an actor that's going to be in with Tiana Taylor. The film is called Parlay. So Parlay, Daniel Kaluuya is back after his 4-year hiatus, however you say that. He has been acting since Get Out, so really cool to see him back. Or I believe it may have been Nope was the last film that he was in. But Daniel Kaluuya, really cool to see him back. Tiana Taylor's great. Shaka King, good director. Ryan Coogler is going to Netflix with his projects after, I believe he has one more project. I think Black Panther 3 is his last film with Disney, and then he's moving to Netflix to make original films. All of the previous stuff that he's done will remain where it is. So like Sinners is going to stay on Warner Brothers, so Max. All the Black Panther movies are going to stay on Disney Plus. This is just him moving on after this next project, Black Panther 3. And then Sean Penn is doing a movie about January 6th with Bradley Cooper as a Capitol policeman. Kind of wonder what this film is going to be like, given, the environment and the climate with that. Not sure who's going to go out to see it. If it's an indie pick, not made for much money, it could do very well. But yeah, very interesting stuff there. Warner Brothers is set to do an R-rated Tom Cruise horror film that's in their apparent mandate, which is paperwork Jeff Schneider was able to get a hold of, the Rat. So we'll see. Due to the success of Backrooms and Obsession, of course, they are going to try to get Tom Cruise in horror. Which, will that work? I wonder. Will they have to put him in prosthetics? We'll have to see. New Star Trek movies in development. They're calling it like Training Day. So that's kind of Training Day meets, a space adventure. So that's kind of cool. You got Manny Jacinto joins Prime's Fallout 3rd season. So that is the villain from The Acolyte is joining Fallout Season 3. And Aaron Paul from, Breaking Bad, Jesse, is going to be joining Season 3 of Fallout as well. Let's see. Toy Story 5 record previews. They're saying the film could make up to $17.5 million. So that's pretty good for, the opening of this movie. It has, I believe, come out in some bigger cities. Let's see. Anne Hathaway has announced her pregnancy, along with Audrey Plaza is pregnant right now. And a couple other big-time actresses, all pregnant at the same time. Ocean's 11 prequel, Ragnar Mora, in talks to join the cast, apparently as a villain. So that's really cool. Spider-Man Brand New Day sets the best first day pre-sales in 5 years. This is the best since Spider-Man No Way Home and, of course, Endgame. First reviews for Supergirl are out. Very positive. They're saying the movie is soaring. So that's pretty cool. Some people are giving the movie a bit of a gripe for lackluster villain. I never really expected them to have like a major, super intense villain for these movies. But yeah, they could work a little bit better on those. Let's see. In 1933, in Europe, a crash retrieval happened. In 1945, the U.S. got it. Italian government confirmed the story. Apparently we had help with the Vatican. The Vatican is who informed the United States that Italy had a downed saucer, and we apparently worked to go over there and retrieve the materials. More serious attention from the media since 1971 on documents from Australian outlines a history of the topic. In 1984, the Air Force had several investigation teams working simultaneously, so a lot more attention is being brought up on the topic. There has been video released recently of what appears to be interdimensionals, and they haven't really said what that is, just, oh, it's interdimensional. Jurassic World Dominion sets a new budget low, so they're going to make this one for the cheap, depending on that last Jurassic World made money, but it just didn't have a very good story. So maybe they need to work on that a bit. Let's see what else is going on. Got like 2-3 pages. Okay. Toy Story 5 earns $17.5 million franchise best in its opening debut. Dungeon Dragon Crawler gets a major update by none other than Seth MacFarlane is going to do a TV series animated on Dungeon Crawler Carl. So that's cool, based off the book series. And then we've got Mahershala Ali's Blade is set to appear in Avengers Secret Wars. We're not exactly sure if this is true, guys, or if this is just another rumor they put out there. But hey, maybe Blade, right? So that's something. Let's see what else is going on. Leaked Doomsday clip was circulated and it appears to be real. The clip shows full squad fighting Sentinels, maybe led by Doom, but the footage was watermarked, so we didn't get a full image. Batman Part 2, Colin Farrell says the script is fantastic, but he's only in 2 scenes. And then Blu-ray discs turn 20 years old. So I wanted to bring that up on my video real fast. So that is pretty cool news. Let's see what else. Stalker is available now for the first time in 4K. This is the Andrea Tarkovsky film. You can also get Solaris on 4K. These are coming out in August. So really cool filmmaker, director films. Great to add to the collection. Like I said, House of Dragon is great right now. Season 3 is just starting off. Getting a lot of people to check it out. Warner Brothers in talks to develop an animated Powerpuff Girls movie. So that's really cool. Really cool. Aaron Paul, like I said, joins Fallout Season 3. So that's part of the news. Kind of interesting that Warner Brothers wants to do a Powerpuff Girls movie after they tried to do a series on the CW that got canceled just after the pilot got made. Wonder if the movie will do better. You know, people love the animated franchise, so just keep it animated. Taika Waititi's next movie with Jenna Ortega, Clara, and the Sun dropped a trailer, so you guys can check that out. Nicolas Cage is a playable skin character in the new Call of Duty. Last weekend of June before 4th of July celebrations, so that's really cool. Toy Story 5 earns another $160 million. Warner Brothers announced that they're going to do a Thundercats animated film, as well as a Cat in the Hat movie. They've just been having a really big go of it because they announced a new live-action Keanu Reeves movie. So that's cool. Lego movie that Keanu Reeves is going to be in. Which I don't know how they're going to do live-action Legos. That might be a bit difficult. But I guess they've figured that the first 3 Lego movies worked tremendously well, and now let's bring it to live action. So let's see. Halloween reboot is happening. It's in the works. Miramax now owns the franchise. So Miramax, who did the Scream movies, I believe. Miramax owns Halloween now, which is interesting. And they plan on doing a new project by 2028 is the earliest. Magic School Bus is getting greenlit by Disney, and they want Elizabeth Banks to be the bus driver, which is really cool. So the Annie Festival, NCA, is going on right now. It's the Animated Showcase Festival, which happens every year. I've just recently heard about it, but that's where they put out the trailer for Cat in the Hat, other animated projects coming out. Obviously, they had a full screening of Minions and Monsters, which is coming out on July 1st. So that was really cool. I'm looking forward to that. They talked about Dynamic Duo, the new Robbins film from DC Studios. Tom and Jerry is getting a new movie. The creators of Has Been Hotel are doing a new story called Prehistoria, which looks very good. So just a lot of projects coming down the line, which is cool. Okay, on June 27th, Little Caesars will be showing off the inside of Peter Parker's apartment, which is kind of a weird marketing stunt. It's going to be at Greenpoint Terminal Warehouse, 73rd West Street in Brooklyn, New York, 11222. So very interesting location to be showing off Peter Parker's apartment. Given the size of it, you can tell he's spending most of his money on rent. But yeah, it's quite bigger than most apartments in New York. It's like 3 times the size of an average apartment. But it's very interesting. They're showing it off for a Little Caesars movie trivia thing. It's actually pretty cool because they got Papa John's right now is selling a Toy Story 5 pizza box that makes it look like Pizza Planet. So really cool marketing. And of course, Supergirl has the KFC bucket, which is available now, which I want to get. The last marketing I got was the Bounty Bundle, which was the Mandalorian Grogu. And the food there was all right, but it wasn't as great as the, collectible cups. Those are always fun. I love to do those. They have a Moana cup with a Moana meal coming for the live action movie. So let's see. Brent Frederman's similarities on seeing people die and then voices come to him. So like survivors cope / a visiting angel or some kind of a presence that looks out for you. They talked about that. On Pescavito's YouTube channel. If you guys don't follow Pescavito, follow him for phenomena in Mexico coverage. Brent saw a Nordic on Orcas Island as well. He was visiting a friend. He then, after the friend left to go get supplies in the city on this island, he went walking around the property and he ran into a Nordic who spoke telepathically to him. So without using his mouth, he heard his voice in his mind tell him to go back to the house. And when he did, he asked his friend, "Oh, have you seen these weird individuals?" And the friend said the whites, the tall whites, and that they have a camp on Orcas Island. They show up there every few months for energy, a new energy, refueling, or they get recharged and then they leave, which is very interesting. What We Do in the Shadows gets a sequel, so there's going to be another movie to What We Do in the Shadows. It's just after the series wrapped up on Hulu, FX. Have you guys seen What We Do in the Shadows? I've watched it back in the day. I didn't finish the show, so I have like a season or 2 to catch up on. But I really love the movie. So I'm very happy to see a sequel's being made. Devil Wears Prada 2 hits Disney Plus on July 29th. So they're making us wait a minute. But I did just see last night they put Avatar 3 on Disney Plus. So I'm very happy about that. Skeet Ulrich expects to film Five Nights at Freddy's 3 as early by 2027. So very cool stuff from Skeet Ulrich. I know he wasn't in a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2. I have the double feature. I haven't checked them out yet. That might be something I start checking out. Let's see what else is fit to print. Just a little bit more news, guys. Owen Wilson will return as Mobius in Avengers Doomsday, which is cool. The MK Ultra files apparently are going to be all revealed on June 30th with a new hearing on mind control being discussed about with Anna Paulina Luna, Eric Burleson. I'm sure many others are going to be asking a lot of questions about these files. They've tried numerous times to get these files released. Hopefully now will be the ticket. Dutton Ranch has been renewed for a second season. Really cool stuff from that. Taylor Sheridan was just on the Joe Rogan podcast as well, so be sure to check out that. So yeah, I'm getting rid of Discovery Plus, just going out there with this conspiracies show that I recently watched. It misled people. I'll be honest, like they had a couple of things inaccurate in the show, so I'm gonna get rid of Discovery Plus, save myself $5.99 a month. But yeah, it's sad to see they're confusing the general audience about what's going on with the phenomenon. I'm a big fan of the shock docs, other weirdo, shows like that, paranormal things. So I rely on Discovery Plus a lot, but unfortunately they're now starting to, try to confuse people. Rockstar has details on GTA 6 and how the pre-orders for physical copies will be available starting on June 25th for $80, but there's no disc inside. So you don't even get a disc, which I was really bummed about because I'm a physical media lover. So that is sad to say. A little bit left on my coverage, but let's see. Supergirl expected to do fine in the franchise box office. Not tremendously great, but at least like $100 million in what do they call it? Marketing. They've made money off marketing, which never happens. Usually marketing is a money loss venture. Supergirl, though, however, they have made quite the unique move by marketing not only towards the food products like KFC Bucket. Ulta Beauty line has a lot of makeup they are selling based off of Millie Alcock's Supergirl, which is really cool. So the beauty line stuff, the food products, and the overall sales of the tickets have already made Supergirl $100 million. Now, Supergirl cost, I believe, like $165, almost $200 million to make. So it just needs to make another $100 million and it'll be fine. Clayface, early reviews are in. I guess they've been releasing new clips. Clayface, horror clips of him having his eyelids shut in an airport or in like a, like a bathroom stall of a plane, and him having to cut his eyelids open. Stupid gore stuff, which I'm not really too over the top about. Reviews are in for Minions and Monsters, praising it, saying it's the best of the franchise, saying they even might have a direction to go with the franchise now instead of just making random movies. So that's kind of good to hear. And yeah, that's pretty much all the news that's fit to print. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on all this stuff. I will be making a lot more videos soon. But this is me signing off. Have a good day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.